Glad to have you back. You're watching Newsday. A petition has been written to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, calling for the investigation of Governor Aminu Masari of Kastina State, the Secretary to the State Government, Mustafa Mohammed Inua, the Commissioner for Local Government, and some other government officials in over 300 billion naira financial misappropriation. The petition was also used to urge the anti-graft agency to investigate unlawful cash withdrawal, stealing, and the diversion of over 340 new vehicles belonging to 34 local government areas, as well as the illegal and unlawful approval and release of 500 million naira to the national headquarters of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, for the party's June National Convention. The financial misappropriation was alleged to have been carried out between 2015 and 2018, that's in 3 years, in contravention of extant rules and financial regulations and constitutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Now, joining us to discuss this development is a public affairs analyst, Mahdi Shehu. Good to have you join us this hour. Let me start by asking you very quickly, on the allegations of sleaze against the Kastina state government. What prompted your investigation into the affairs of the Kastina state government? What prompted it?
Well, I think it has a constitutional root. Section 2 of the Nigerian Constitution, dealing with fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy, clearly spelled out why you have government in place: to protect lives, properties, honor, and dignity of people. When lives are being lost and people are being killed like rats by the minute, by the hour, by the day, by the week, all year through. When public institutions have completely collapsed, educational institutions looking like dustbins, when the health sector has completely collapsed, when there is clear looting and daylight robbery of public funds, it calls on people of conscience to speak out. As I'm talking to you now, I am a living witness. When the governor was campaigning in 2015, he made a categorical statement that were he to get half of the money that Governor Shehu had for 8 years, he will convert Kastina State into a small London. As God will have it, he got more than he asked for. Between June 2015 to April 2020, Masari government got 1,230 billion as an income from Federation account, from ecological fund, from IGR, internally generated revenue, from intervention of CBN, intervention of federal government, from Paris Club refund, from selling and disposing of all public assets of Kastina State, and from such other sources, 1,230 billion within 59 months. Go down back memory lane, Omar Musa Adua, the governor who presided over Kastina for 8 years, plus Shehu, put together, got only 1.1 trillion naira in 16 years. Therefore, there is no excuse for seeing Kastina State in a pathetic, dilapidated, sad, and irresponsible state of despair, despondency, crisis. We are harvesting death every minute. Just yesterday, 16 people were killed in a village. In spite of the more than enough available, 8 local governments have now been taken over by bandits. In spite of the more than what is available on ground, 30,000 retirees from public service have not collected their gratuities. In spite of the more than enough, from 2016 to date, less than 20% of students got their scholarship awards. In spite of what is enough to take Kastina to the greater heights, our roads are dilapidated. The state is indebted currently to over 280 billion naira. That is in spite of that more than 1.323 trillion naira income within 59 months. These are the smaller pictures. These are the scenarios. These are the circumstances. These are some of what is on ground to compel people like myself to speak out, to shout, to talk, and to demand that people wake up before they are finally buried by this government of ineptitude, government of people who lack focus, government of people who don't care, a government that think it can do anything and go away with it.
Now, Mr. Shehu, let's take a look at specifics here. And it's interesting that you said you're a witness to the government's promises. There's been talk about nepotism in public service and public appointments in the Kastina state government. So how's that different from any other region in Nigeria, you think?
I think our nepotism rating in Kastina state is legendary. It has never happened. Let me give you this rundown. As I'm talking to you now, over 16 permanent secretaries who had served their legitimate 35 years in service, who had retired and have collected their pension and are collecting their gratuity, have suddenly been brought back into public service as permanent secretaries, thus collecting a monthly salary, collecting their gratuity every month, collecting their pension every month, having paid their gratuity long ago. Why are they back? It is because they have been participants in the past looting, and being out of the system will not be safe for the current manager of the Nigerian economy, of the Kastina state economy. Secondly, they are also back because they have the permanence, they have the secretary to the government and the governor as people who are either their blood relations, or they are personal friends, or they are own partners in crime. Therefore, keeping them longer outside the system of government will not be safe for them and will be giving the governor and the SSG sleepless nights. Number two, where you have a cashier, there is a cashier called Masaudu. He was a cashier in the government house for 6 years. During his reign as the cashier, he was the closest person to the SSG. And by the last count, they have withdrawn in cash within the period of 5 years over 40 billion naira, with Masaudi's name appearing at every cash collection in tranches of 10 million, 10 million, 10 million over the last 5 years. Therefore, keeping Masaudu at a distance will not be safe. Therefore, what they did is now they transferred Masaudu back to another department in the governor's house, in the governor's office, under the power generation project. He was at the local government ministry as a cashier, and you could see what he did. Within a day, he will go to the bank 25 times. Access Bank has a branch in Kastina, has a branch in Daura, has a branch in Malumfashi, has a branch in Funtua. Now, in a kind of unbelievable behind-the-scene power, you will see in bank statement the same cashier, Masaudu, have visited Malumfashi with 20 checks of 10 million naira, let's say on 1st January, and he has cashed them. In the same day, he has been to Daura with 32 checks of 10 million naira, cashed them. In the same day, he was in Kastina Central with 28 checks of 10 million naira, cashed them. And in one breath, you see him in Malumfashi, all on the same bank statements, such that in one day, he will collect 1 billion naira cash. In a total of 1 month, he will collect over 6 billion naira cash. Recently, in a bank, in Access Bank, I have the account, I have the details, I have everything. In between just one account, Kastina state government has 43 bank accounts. In just one account, in 5 years, Masaudu Aliyu collected 11 billion 498 million in cash. One begin to wonder, where is EFCC? Where is NFIU? Where is the central bank? Where is NDIC? Where are all other financial regulating organizations when this nonsense is happening? The tragedy in Kastina is being orchestrated and is being supported by all banks that have Kastina State government account in their banks. They are complicit. They are conniving with government officials to steal people's money for selfish and irresponsible reasons. I will go further again. You have somebody who is just on level 10. Just last week, there were appointments. And incidentally, of the appointment of permanent secretaries, 4 of them are officers below the level 12. But they were upgraded against all clarion calls. Now they are permanent secretaries in court. What will happen to the psychology of their colleagues? What will happen to the psychology of their seniors? What will happen to the psychology of the entire public servants? It is the same system where in the last 9 years, there are people who are called casuals. It is against the level in Nigeria. There are people who are still earning 5,000 naira in Kastina under the nonsense casual payroll. I can continue ad infinitum. Yeah. All is not well in Kastina. Kastina is under siege.
Oh, well, very serious allegations, I must say there, Malam Shehu. You did say that the Kastina state government got a combined revenue of 1,230 billion within 59 months. Now, the state also has a debt profile of over 250 billion. How did they get there, and how accurate is that?
You see, the danger of Nigerian democracy is that 90% of those who are aspiring to preside over us don't even have a blueprint. They got money from somewhere, somehow, and they thought after money, the next one is power. Anybody with a blueprint will not do the nonsense happening in Kastina now. We are where we are now because we have people who have a reptile syndrome. A reptile syndrome is a syndrome where the reptile is looking for a victim to sting. Whether that victim deserves that stinging or not, it is our own fault. We never had a criteria and a yardstick and a scale of weighing people who come over to ask for power. We were blindfolded. Like, as for me, nobody, and I repeat, nobody will ever come and tell me, vote me because I'm a Muslim. To hell with you. Or vote me because you are a Christian. To hell with you. Or vote me because I'm a Northerner. Absolute nonsense. Or vote me because I'm a middle belter. Irresponsible. I will have an objective criteria, and that's what I call upon Nigerians to adopt. Get somebody who understands your needs. Even if he doesn't like you, he will provide you your needs. Look for somebody who has a track record of being responsible in his locality and in his own state and in his own chosen industry. Look at somebody, vote for somebody who doesn't wear the face of Moses but is hanging the hat of Pharaoh. Look for somebody who will listen to you when you talk. Look for somebody who will consult you before he takes decision on you, your property, and your common patrimony. Look for people who will know when it is right to leave, when to let go. But don't look for people who will promise you manna when they don't even know where manna is. Don't look for people and give them power who have questionable circumstances and questionable history. I can continue ad infinitum, but we are where we are now because those who are presiding over Kastina, managing our resources, are people who don't even know the difference between right and left. For instance, in 59 months, with clearly verifiable evidences containing the governor's signature, verifiable, containing the SSG signature, verifiable, with so many other accompanying documents, 62 billion naira was squandered in the name of security. But let me tell you the division. Number one, I can assert clearly that in the name of the current Inspector General of Police, in the name of various other commissioners of police who served in Kastina from 2015 to date, in the name of other police officers that are working in Government House Kastina, in the name of police officers who are in the bush in 80 local governments fighting bandits, the SSG in active connivance and collaboration with the governor, Aminu Bello Masari, squandered 62 billion naira in the name of the Nigerian police. They stole money. And I'm seeing, I know the word stealing, and it's heavy. They stole money using the IG's name, using the police institution. They stole money using the DSS structure name. They stole money using the name of the Chief of Army Staff, Commander of the 35 Battalion in Kastina, all armies that are participating in the current onslaught of bandits in Kastina State. They stole money in the name of Nigerian Air Force. They stole money in the name of Nigerian Civil Defense, Nigerian Prison, and Road Safety, and even the local vigilante and Mbanga. You can see the stealing clearly written on the horizon with clearly documented evidences. It is this government that wants us to keep quiet. As a result of this squander of the security money, in fact, they stole money in the name of Mr. President. I'm repeating, they stole money in the name of Mr. President. They stole money in the name of Mr. President, President Muhammad Buhari, in the following way. From the day they came in June 2015, they started orchestrating a monthly memo that they have taken over the responsibility of paying for security in President's residence in Daura, his home state. And according to them, they have deployed 20 DSS staff, 30 Nigerian police, 12 army, and 2 senior army supervisors, totaling over 60 people guarding Mr. President's house. We have made our checks. There are less than 8 security men guarding that house where the president visits only occasionally. But money is being removed every month in the name of paying for the guards who are guarding Mr. President's house in Daura. Mr. President should be interested in this. I have all the documents required to establish this fraud in the name of Mr. President. Such that today we have been harvesting death in Kastina. We have been harvesting melancholy in Kastina. We have been harvesting trauma in Kastina. Nobody is safe at home, on the farm, in the banking hall, on the highway. This time around, even in the cemetery, nobody is safe in Kastina. 80% of Kastina people are living in abject poverty. Nobody is sure of what will happen tomorrow. And the government has gagged everybody.
No doubt, these are serious allegations there. Mahdi, Shehu, human rights activist, many thanks for your thoughts on those allegations of financial impropriety in Kastina State. I would like to thank you.
Thank you for joining us.